You might have heard in the news that Russia is planning to deploy tactical nuclear weapons in its neighboring country Belarus. What are the reasons behind this move? What are tactical nuclear weapons? And what has been NATO's response to this move of Russia? In this video, we will discuss these points. Now you can see on the map that Belarus is Russia's neighboring country. It shares its border with Russia in the east. Belarus is a close ally of Russia and an important economic partner. Russia wants to keep its tactical nuclear weapons in this country. In a way, it is a warning to the combined West that if they continue to provide military support to Ukraine, Russia will not back down either. The Russia-Ukraine war has been going on for more than a year now, and it is not the first time that we are seeing nuclear threats from Russia. However, it is the first time that Russia has talked about keeping nuclear weapons outside its territory. As expected, NATO has criticized this move, calling it dangerous and irresponsible, and has called it a violation of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. You may have heard of various arms control agreements, such as the START Treaty and the INF Treaty. Their goal is to reduce and eventually eliminate tactical nuclear weapons. Recently, Russia suspended its participation in the new START Treaty. With the kind of escalation we are seeing, it seems unlikely that world leaders will take arms control agreements seriously. If we talk about Russia and Belarus, historically these two countries have had a close relationship. Both countries were part of the Soviet Union and share cultural and linguistic ties. We know that in 1991, the Soviet Union disintegrated due to several political, economic and social factors, which resulted in the formation of 15 independent states. Out of these, 4 had nuclear weapons deployed: Russia, Ukraine, Belarus and Kazakhstan. The Russian Federation was the largest among these 15 states and was considered as the successor to the Soviet Union. In 1992, these 4 independent states decided to transfer all nuclear warheads to Russia, and the process was completed in 1996. This way, all nuclear warheads were moved from the other states and kept in Russia. Now, Belarus has not directly joined the war, but Russia is helping to modernize Belarusian military aircrafts so that they can be capable of carrying nuclear warheads. Russia had recently provided Iskander short-range missiles to Belarus, which can also carry nuclear warheads. We know that to make nuclear weapons, uranium needs to be enriched, and the byproduct of this enrichment process is depleted uranium. Recently, the UK has promised to provide depleted uranium rounds to Ukraine. The US had developed these rounds during the Cold War to destroy Soviet tanks. Reports suggest that the US and UK had used depleted uranium weapons during the Iraq and Gulf Wars. These weapons are toxic and have long-term health consequences. They are denser compared to lead and are used to make weapons that can penetrate tank shells. Ukraine asked the UK to supply them with armor-piercing rounds to destroy Russian tanks. And as soon as the UK promised to provide Ukraine with armor-piercing rounds that contain depleted uranium, Russia responded by saying that now that the West has started using weapons that have nuclear components, they too will not lag behind. This is the reason why Russia is planning to deploy tactical nuclear weapons in its neighboring country Belarus. Furthermore, Russia has stated that it has a significant stockpile of depleted uranium rounds, but it does not use them because they leave behind radioactive traces and contaminate agricultural land. The general public is also at risk of exposure to nuclear radiation because even though the uranium is depleted, it still emits radiation in small quantities. The World Health Organization has also warned about depleted uranium contamination. Another important factor is that Belarus shares its borders with 3 NATO members: Latvia, Lithuania and Poland. Therefore, to counter NATO, Belarus has been requesting nuclear weapons for a long time. Russia and Belarus have a close military relationship, and both countries have stepped up their military training. Russia uses Belarusian territory to send troops to Ukraine. Okay, will Russia benefit in any particular way by moving weapons? See, it is believed that Russia has around 6,000 nuclear warheads, and with it the capability to attack any corner of the world. Russia already has long-range nuclear weapons, so it's not like moving weapons to its neighboring country will significantly increase their range. In fact, this move is just to discourage the West from supporting Ukraine and provoking Russia. However, it is still a significant development because Russia has not deployed nuclear weapons outside its borders before. Experts see this as a threat to regional security because even a small miscalculation or misinterpretation could lead to a nuclear conflict. Now let us understand a little about tactical nuclear weapons. Tactical nuclear weapons are smaller and less powerful compared to strategic nuclear weapons. We use strategic nuclear weapons to destroy big targets, such as cities or large areas, whereas we can use tactical nuclear weapons on the battlefield to destroy small military targets, like troops, vehicles, or structures. And yes, tactical nuclear weapons also come in many forms, such as missiles, bombs, and even artillery shells. The biggest advantage of tactical nuclear weapons is that they can significantly increase the capability of providing a rapid and effective response. They can be used to gain an advantage on the battlefield, although they have never been used so far. Talking about their major disadvantages, they can cause significant humanitarian and environmental damage. It is also possible that the situation could escalate and turn into a large-scale strategic nuclear warfare. Storage facilities are being constructed in Belarus for stationing these tactical nuclear weapons there. According to the US government, Russia has approximately 2,000 tactical nuclear weapons. Tensions between Russia and the combined West are increasing, and there is no clear end to war in sight. As per Russian President Vladimir Putin, if the US can do it, why can't we? The US has also stationed its nuclear weapons in 5 NATO member countries in Europe: Belgium, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, and Turkey. Russia's argument is that if the US can keep nuclear weapons outside its territory in its allied countries for decades, prepare launch platforms, and train crews, why can't we do the same? Experts believe that criticisms and justifications from both sides increases the likelihood of an escalation. So finally, a question arises in mind. Do you think it was unnecessary for the UK to supply Ukraine with depleted uranium weapons, which could cause long-term civilian suffering, environmental toxicity, and come with a risk of serious escalation? Or do you think it was right and the combined West should continue to strengthen Ukraine's hands? You can share your opinion in the comment section.